Members of the company, this is your Places call. Places, please. Places for the top of the podcast. Places, please.
Get ready for a behind-the-scenes look at the glitz and not-so-glam of Broadway, education, and everyday life with Uncommon Sense. Join hosts Christopher Smith and Sharna Lopez as they bring you the best stories and shenanigans that seemingly prove how elusive common sense can really be. So take a little time for yourself to hang out with the dynamic duo Charnopher. And no leaving early, because you might just miss that 11 o'clock number.
Stand by music. Music, go.
Uncommon sense, the 11 o'clock number. And we are Charnopher.
Get out of the frame.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Charnopher's over here doing her hair.
I know. Well, I had one piece that was like sticking out. When you have to look at yourself the whole time, you kind of can't unsee that.
That's true. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I know.
I can't find. Oh, there it is.
It's like when you when I used to teach dance a lot. It's just like you look at yourself constantly all day long.
Yes.
Like, what?
In the mirror. In the mirror.
It's hard. Yeah.
The man in the
mirror.
mirror.
The man in the mirror.
There it is.
Christopher, guess what we're going to discuss today?
What are we going to discuss today, Sharna?
Pumpkin spice. That's it. Period. Done. Full stop. Pumpkin spice. That's all.
And everything nice.
I feel like we were going back. We're like pumpkin spice and everything nice. The pumpkin spice of life. Yeah. Pumpkin spice is my life. No, pumpkin spice, pumpkin life.
All right. Before we get too far into this, I want to ask whether you think, because there's all these things out there about the pumpkin spice latte, especially from Starbucks, but really the pumpkin spice latte in general is so basic. Do you agree? Like it makes you a basic person.
I like that you said that like a teenager.
Yeah.
It's real basic.
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is, you know me so well now. You know that I can't just answer yes or no. I have to have a full Sharna moment. Firstly, but maybe our Charno fans don't know. I worked at Starbucks for at least a year. I think almost 2 years when I was in college. We didn't have the pumpkin spice latte back then, by the way.
Really?
It was not a thing. Yeah, I don't think it was a thing
I
yet.
thought it was, isn't it 2003? Because we just did 20 years, right?
Yeah, and I worked there like 2001 and 2002.
So just before, you just missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, darn. Here's what I'll say. When it first came out, I was like, what? Because I love that, not pumpkin necessarily, but like that fall flavor, right? So like when I make pumpkin bread and like the cloves and the cinnamon, like,
and the nutmeg.
I love that flavoring. Kind of reminds me of chai. Yeah, nutmeg. The pumpkin spice latte OG is actually not my favorite.
Okay.
It's almost too pumpkin-y for me.
Okay.
But this
like that.
new pumpkin cold brew with the cold foam,
the pumpkin cold foam,
or the pumpkin chai with the it's so good. So
I haven't had that.
Basic, maybe yes, but for some people they love it.
Right.
Some people love it. So I'm not gonna yuck their yum.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't want to.
That's a hashtag.
Yeah, that's a Maddie Young saying that I have stolen, but I love it.
Great. I love that. Yeah. So I like a pumpkin spice latte. I do. It's not my most favorite. I think if I had to pick one holiday drink, it's not in the fall lineup at Starbucks, but if I had to pick one, it actually would be the chestnut praline, which comes out for the Christmas time.
Yes, that one's super good. So when gingerbread lattes came out, I really liked those. And then when chestnut praline came out, I really liked those too. I think chestnut praline, it's almost like a little dessert. It's because it's so sweet. So
Yeah.
I really like that as like a little treat.
Yeah.
I think they perfected that pumpkin flavor and taste in the newer pumpkin drinks at Starbucks. You know what's funny though? I've never had a pumpkin or fall flavored drink anywhere else.
Yeah.
Have you?
No.
Is that like a thing?
It is
Other
a thing.
places do it?
Yeah, other places do it because of Starbucks.
That just reminded me. I just literally, Sebastian has been not begging, asking me to go to Wendy's for the pumpkin frosty. And I told him that we could go this weekend and I forgot. So I'm going to have to go and try. I'm going to have to take him and try it and I'll have to report back.
Yes, report back.
On the pumpkin frosty.
I like it. Yeah, so it's just everywhere now. It's like the pumpkin spice craze. There's like pumpkin spice.
Yeah. Well, and Trader Joe's.
I know. They're crazy town.
You can't even walk into Trader Joe's without a pumpkin falling on your head. You're like, okay, pumpkins, we're here. I'm here.
We are here.
I made it.
Man, the pumpkins came up in the world. They're just a simple little gourd.
Right? Because it wasn't like that when we were younger.
No, it was not.
It was like carve a pumpkin, paint a pumpkin, have a nice day. But there was no like pumpkin flavored anything.
Speaking of carving pumpkins, do you do that?
Yes, that has been a thing in our family. We did it growing up. It was a big thing. The kids really like it. I will say this year we are looking into painting them because we got some really cute ideas that we've seen on social media and stuff that the kids are like, that's really cool. But my kids actually love carving them. They love finding the design, drawing it. Now, it's a task. They're old enough now that like they will do it pretty much themselves. But in the younger years, my poor husband, he was cleaning out every pumpkin, helping them carve every, bit. But like, yeah, we totally carve pumpkins. The kids like it. How about you guys?
We did it 1 year, 2 years. It's just, I don't know what it is. I think I'm too much of a perfectionist and I'm not good at it. Then I'm like, I hate this. Forget it. I just want it to be perfect.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. And that's why like my kids want to do like the intricate designs. I'm like, y'all, it's just going to end up a big mess.
Yeah.
Like you got to start just the basic
triangle
eyes and like the jack-o'-lantern smile.
Yeah.
But we've gotten where we can do some better ones.
Like the people that like do the skinning, like they just cut through the top skin. So when you put a light in it, it shines through. Like
glows.
Thank you. Because it's not shines through because that would be open. So yes, those are cool.
That's like artistry though. That's hard.
I want to be a better artist.
We're just like a basic like jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. I like the ones that are kind of clever and creative, like if you look at some of the ones where like, I don't know, it's interesting. And again, it's time. And, do you want to spend your time carving the pumpkin or do you want to spend your time doing something else? I think because it does take a lot of time and you have to like plan an evening to do it. So speaking of, I got to find a night to do that. But I think pumpkins in general, like I love me a pumpkin, like a pumpkin cookie, pumpkin cream cheese. Have you had pumpkin cream cheese?
We do. That's from
yummy.
Aldi's. They have
yummy.
Pumpkin cream cheese and pumpkin bagels. Do that.
Oh, I've never had a pumpkin bagel. Pumpkin, that sounds good. That's probably yummy.
Yeah.
Pumpkin scones. That used to be one of my things at Starbucks. A pumpkin scone.
Are you ready for me to get on the angry high horse? It's the bitter high horse.
Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. We've got a bitter Christopher incoming.
Okay, here we go.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Because, go back in time. There was the original Starbucks pumpkin scone, which was my absolute favorite years ago. Like, loved it. So tasty. So not dry, but still like crumbly.
Yeah.
Then.
So good.
They had that hot minute where La Boulange or whatever it was, they did that join up with.
What are you saying? What are you saying? What's the law? Oh my gosh, Christopher just tried to become Remy from Ratatouille right now. What the heck did you just say? La Boulange. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh
I think that was the name of it. It was Starbucks used them, that bakery.
I don't think so. That's not a name of anything.
Okay, I'm going to go look it up right now just to make my point. But, okay, I'm looking it up right now. Let's see if I can spell it. Are you ready? Laboul.
I want you to try and say it again.
NGE. Starbucks. La Boulange. I guess La Boulange. Maybe. I don't know. So back in 2015, Starbucks is closing all of its La Boulange bakeries after 3 years, just 3 years after purchasing the pastry company. So they started making their pastries. And they redid the pumpkin scone completely. It became square instead of a triangle, and it tasted not as good. I was very upset. Then, fast forward.
Square? Who makes a square scone? Scones are triangles.
I'm aware. They were not.
I'm aware.
So, fast forward to 2023. Here we are in the fall of 2023. They dropped their new drinks. They've got their pumpkin spice latte back. They have some other fun treats. They actually created a new pastry apple thing. You know, I don't know what it's called. It's like an apple croissant type thing.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's yummy. I do love apple.
Yeah. So anyway, I noticed something was missing from the menu. And it's the pumpkin scone.
Is it gone?
It's no longer.
It's completely gone.
It's no longer.
Okay, so I have a helpful hint for you.
Okay.
A helpful tip. The mini, do you guys ever shop at Target?
We do.
So they have those circle tubs of mini scones at Target.
Okay.
And there's blueberry and lemon and chocolate chip that are like all year round.
Okay.
But right around this time of year, they make pumpkin ones, and they are like little miniature Starbucks old school pumpkin triangle scones. You should look for this. If I find them, I'm going to buy them for you.
Great.
They are good. And Trader Joe's has some sometimes
They
too.
do. And I've tried them. They're good. But I don't know. There was something about the Starbucks
Not
ones
like
that
your
were just
OG.
so good. But anyway, so there's my
Have
bitter.
you had the cranberry bliss bar from Starbucks?
It's too much for me. I have tried it. It's too much.
Yeah.
Too sweet.
So when Starbucks used to give samples, do you remember when Starbucks used to give samples?
I don't know if I was a Starbucks
was
person
like-
by then.
Oh my gosh. I was the sample. When I worked at Starbucks, I'm like, hello, everybody. I will be in charge of samples today. I would make little mini frappuccinos in the baby cups with whipped cream and mini straws. And I would cut up all the cranberry bliss bars. And that's how I first tasted it.
Mhm.
Like this tiny, tiny little bite. And I thought the same thing. I was like, can somebody eat this entire
Yeah.
bar? Because it's so rich.
Yeah.
But just a little baby
Mhm.
bite of it is so yummy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I
A
really
baby
like
bite.
it. It's like a holiday treat.
Yeah. But I don't know how
So
people,
good.
they'll order, I see people that order the whole, like, you know, where you can buy the whole package of them. And it's like,
Yeah.
no.
I guess maybe for like a party or something.
I don't know. I saw somebody sitting there in a Starbucks just eating it. And I was like, no,
Oh, that's a lot. That's like a
I could
a
die.
sugar ball to the face.
I might
That's
die.
a lot. I could die. I might die. I will say I'm going to go back to pumpkins in
Yeah.
particular. I think the flavored pumpkin though, it's gotten out of hand.
It's out of control.
I do not need pumpkin flavored potato chips. And I don't need pumpkin like it is bizarre some of the things they're trying to make pumpkin flavored because it's trendy.
Yes, literally, I was just on Facebook last night and an ad for pumpkin Doritos popped up. I was like, excuse me, incorrect.
That makes me want to throw up in my mouth. That's
Right.
gross.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
No.
What the heck?
Mm-mm.
Because pumpkin, and I'm not against it, but like I feel like it's such a trend.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're going to just make everything flavored pumpkin. It's like, well, it fits in some areas.
Right.
Give me a pumpkin scented candle,
Right.
a pumpkin coffee. Okay. Pumpkin Doritos?
I do like the pumpkin yogurt pretzels, like the pumpkin spice yogurt covered pretzels.
Oh, I have not had those.
Yeah, some different places have it. I got them at Aldi's.
So is the yogurt pumpkin flavored?
Yeah.
I've never been to Aldi's. What is this place you speak of?
There's not a ton around. It's what is this place that you speak of? It's Aldi, ALDI. It's bigger in other parts of the country, but I think we have a few around here now. Technically, fun fact, I'm hoping I get my facts straight. It's the same parent company now as Trader Joe's. Oddly enough, it's like a division. So there's like a parent company, and Trader Joe's is one division, and Aldi's is another division. They're nothing alike, but I just found that to be interesting. But anyway,
So they have like, what kind of food is it there? They're like mainstream stuff?
it's kind of like more like a discount, more discounted grocery store. And their house brand of things is a lot of times decent and much cheaper and things like that. So, yeah.
Aldi.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. I don't know if there's one that direction, but.
I think, though, pumpkin spice kind of also leads us into just like fall and holiday flavors and scents.
Yeah.
Which I love. Like, give me a fall scented candle any time of year. There's something about that. Like, I just made pumpkin bread last week for Jerry's birthday.
I know, it was
Jerry,
so good.
He's not a sweets fan. I know Christopher got to try it. Jerry's not a sweets fan, but he does love my pumpkin bread. And so for his birthday every year, I make pumpkin bread. I made an extra loaf and I brought it into the office and shared it with people. But that smell, like Sebastian came in from the garage and he was like, "Oh, it smells so good in here." It's something about that, like cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg.
It's the pumpkin spice.
Oh, it's so yummy.
The funny thing is, it has nothing to do with pumpkin. That's the funny thing. Pumpkin spice is just all the spices you put in a pumpkin pie with the pumpkin.
But I think that's why I don't like the pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks, because it has too much pumpkin.
Yeah.
Like, I think it tastes too pumpkin-y.
Yeah.
Whereas the pumpkin cold foam and the pumpkin cold brew,
it's just spicy.
They have more of the spice, the spice of it. Yeah.
That's fair.
So good. Who does a pumpkin milkshake? Is it Chick-fil-A?
Oh, I don't know. I think Jack in the Box has done that before. It could be Chick-fil-A might do it as well. That might be okay.
I love that.
I could see that being good.
Yeah, because it's like pumpkin ice cream. Have you had pumpkin ice cream? That's
I have not. But are you a big pumpkin pie?
Spice ice cream.
Yeah. Are you a big pumpkin pie fan? And if so, what pumpkin pie?
Okay, this is a very serious conversation.
Okay, I'm ready.
I need to get ready for this. Okay. The answer is yes, I like pumpkin pie. However, I grew up eating my mom's pumpkin pie, and that's the only pumpkin pie that I knew. And I love my mom's pumpkin pie. And to this day, that's her thing she brings to Thanksgiving and Christmas, her pumpkin pies. Because then I grew up to be an adult human and I would go places and I'd be like, "What is this pumpkin pie?"
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you've learned to like a certain kind of, I think it might be for any pie or anything in particular. Like, oh, this is how I make beef stroganoff.
Right.
And this is how I've always eaten it. And then you go somewhere else and you're like, hold up, what's this, right? But pumpkin pie, it has to be, my mom makes it in shallow pie crusts. So it's not thick.
Okay.
It's shallow, and I love it because then it's really dense and it's not gushy. It's almost like custardy.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. I can't stand it when it's like thick and gooey almost, you know?
Yeah. I do think I know. So
like,
do you have the recipe? Like, do you know how to make it? You should learn.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I've made it several times. Because that was one thing that I did a lot with my mom was baking. Like, baking anything that we did growing up, I can master.
Nice.
And Ruby's kind of jumping in there now too, you know, and I have all my mom's recipes and stuff like that. I can make it 100% for sure. Same thing with like our candy cane cookies we grew up making, our fudge we grew up making, like those I've made several times. And certain recipes, even just like food dishes that I've tried to learn. And it's not, look, I'll try anything. I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
But I think when it's something as particular as that, where I'm like, I'll have a piece of a different kind of pie. I'll take a cherry pie, an apple pie, whatever else you got, banana cream pie, yummy, over like an adequate pumpkin pie. I feel like it's either good or it's not.
Yeah. Well,
do you like pumpkin pie?
I do. It is not my favorite pie. I sort of grew up on the Costco pumpkin pie, which, you know, most people think is the standard for the pumpkin pie. And I like it kind of for that similar reason. It tends to be a little more custardy feeling. Yeah. And so I like that. It's interesting because I used to be not a crust person. I'm like, you get the crust off. I just want the filling. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, I like the crust. And my one complaint about the Costco pies is the crust tends to get really soggy. And so, so like it doesn't feel like a crust per se. It's just its own thing, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But but the flavor I like.
I don't know if I've ever had Costco pumpkin pie.
Really?
For me too, I would like to eat it. Like it has to have whipped cream on it. That's part of it for me too. Like, and I like Cool Whip, like out of the tub Cool Whip on my pumpkin pie, and then mix it with the crust and the pumpkin, and then it's almost like a little pumpkin spice life in your mouth.
Right.
Bite.
It's like the original pumpkin spice.
I do like pumpkin pie.
I'm not a whipped cream fan per se.
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
I will repeat it.
You're not a whipped cream fan?
Yeah.
You know who else isn't a whipped cream fan? My sister-in-law. And every time I have to be like, it's fine. I still like you. Or secretly I'm like, you're weird. But I'm just kidding.
You can tell me I'm weird.
Just because I love whipped
so.
cream. Like when I worked at Starbucks, we would not mess around. We would trial different flavors of whipped cream because they have have you seen them make whipped cream at Starbucks before?
I know how it's done.
So we would make chocolate whipped cream. We'd make Irish cream whipped cream. We'd make hazelnut whipped cream. We'd make white chocolate whipped cream. And I would just put it into cups and eat it with a spoon, like a fool. Oh my gosh. I love whipped cream.
So do you do the whole shoot it into your mouth thing from the canister?
Oh yeah. And now my son does that. He has inherited that. And you hear it, which I think is funny. I'll hear it in the kitchen. I'm like, Sebastian, what are you doing? He's like, nothing.
Not doing anything.
Man. Okay, but I have to go back to pumpkin pie.
Okay.
So growing up, that was the dessert. We didn't really have any other desserts at Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was, Christmas like cookies and stuff. But Thanksgiving, it was my mom's pumpkin pie. Then I met Jerry. And one of Jerry's signature recipes, dishes that he makes is, he calls it a cheesecake, but it's more like a cheese pie. And it is delicious. And when I first tasted it, we were working together. Well, he worked at the building that I was leasing. I was in commercial real estate for a little while. And that's how we met. And we had a Christmas party and he made individual little cheese pies. And so it's graham cracker crust. And he bought all the little mini graham cracker crusts. And then he makes this cheese pie and then he tops it with cherries. It is so good. It is a family favorite. So it gives my mom's pumpkin pie a run for her money. So my plate is always one slice of pumpkin pie and one slice of the cheesecake. And then I eat them together because I can't make a choice. I can't choose between the two of them.
So if he makes some minis, those will be coming to me, correct? That's what's happening this year?
Right? I got to bring one to you. It's so good
Putting
because
you
it's
on
not
notice.
I love cheesecake.
Yeah.
I love cheesecake. Love, love, love. But cheesecake to me in my mind is like your traditional kind of New York cheesecake where it's dense and kind of it's thick, it's hardened, right? Oh, so good. His is more like a softer, creamy.
Kind of like more the no-bake style.
And it doesn't have many ingredients in it. Yeah, it's a no-bake. Yeah. You put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah. What's your favorite topping for a cheesecake?
Ooh. That's hard because I mean, cherries, like classic cherry for sure. But I also love when chocolate and cheesecake go together. I love a chocolate, the chocolate cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Is that even just a thing? Is there just a chocolate cheesecake? Because I feel like they just have so many different ones that are chocolate. I used to love, I can't remember what it was.
Well, it's probably double chocolate, thick ribbon of love.
But I loved the one that had a mousse in it and the chocolate everything. So good. Haven't been there in forever.
I love chocolate mousse too.
Yeah.
Or a chocolate cream pie.
So I think my favorite.
Now we're getting on desserts, and I'm gonna go want to eat something.
I know. I think my favorite topping is probably cherry for cheesecake. I'm not a huge blueberry fan, but I do like a blueberry topping on a cheesecake. And
interesting.
Yeah.
Blueberries for me are like muffins, blueberry muffins.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had blueberries on cheesecake.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's not like the fresh blueberries. It's just like a cherry pie filling. It's a blueberry pie filling. But
a compote.
Yeah, a compote. I don't know why I said it with an accent, but there we are. And I also like, going back to our theme of the episode, I do like a good pumpkin cheesecake.
Yes. Yes. And I will say, Cheesecake Factory has a good pumpkin cheesecake. Somewhere else serves pumpkin cheesecake too. I can't remember. That was really good. But pumpkin cheesecake is really yummy.
Yeah, Trader Joe's has a pumpkin cheesecake, and I feel like they broke it. I feel like a couple years ago,
no.
it was like so delicious and my favorite thing. And then I got it again, I think it was this year. And I was like, it's good, but I feel like they changed it and it's not as good. Which.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yes.
Like, if something is good
Don't
and
break
people
it.
are loving it, why in the world would you change it?
Well,
Right?
okay, so I think there's a few
I
things.
understand that.
Here's a few things that I think happens. I think, especially with Trader Joe's, that could be a new vendor or like a new company making the cheesecake. It could be so they just couldn't duplicate it the same way. There could be a shortage of something, so they had to change the recipe. Who knows? It's Trader Joe's. They do all kinds of crazy things. But you know who shouldn't change things is Starbucks. The chestnut praline latte original is the best. They changed the recipe. I think the last couple years they've altered it a couple of times. And it's still good, but it's not as good as the original. I'm like, what are you people doing?
It's also one of these things like, so again, I worked at Starbucks years ago. And even then, I mean, training, learning all the drinks, everything you had to make. And now they probably have 10 times the amount of drinks they had when I worked there. And I also feel like that kind of, I love me a seasonal drink, but also don't play around. If you're gonna put something out there, like the pistachio one, I loved that one.
I know you did.
And then they're like, "Oh, we had it for 5 minutes. Sucks to be you. You missed it." And you're like, "Well, that's mean." Like, well, and it's like anything. It's like Costco. Jerry and I have such a hard time at Costco.
Yeah.
When they offer something there and they sample it and they reel you in with their samplingness.
Yeah.
And then they're like, just kidding. We don't sell it anymore. And I'm like,
what?
I am mad at you right now. I really liked that. I know. Makes me sad. But it's the same thing with Starbucks where I agree. It's like, if you're going to offer it, then offer it. But I guess if you look at it from a business standpoint, if the pistachio, cold foam, whatever, wasn't popular enough and they want to bring something else in the following year, that's a bummer.
I know. So I don't.
Makes me sad.
So I don't like when they, but I just don't get when they change recipes. That's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, to not bring the drink back at all.
Well,
fine.
and it's like, and there's a, it's like, you can ask some places too to make it the old way.
What?
So like, not Starbucks. I haven't done it there before. Okay, but there's a restaurant, Miguel's, and the way I was introduced to Miguel's was for their taco salad, and it was so good. They have a drive-through in Orange, and it's this really
is this Miguel's
salad.
Jr.?
Yeah. And then after a year or two, I went through the drive-through and I ordered the taco salad. And when I got home to eat, I'm like, this is not my taco salad. And I was talking to somebody about it. They're like, oh, because they changed the recipe. But if you go through the drive-through and you ask for the old style taco salad, they'll still make it for you. So I tried it and they totally do.
I love that.
You just have to be like, I want the old style.
Well, if they still have the ingredients, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I know. I don't know why the change, but same thing with Starbucks, right? So like, if you're originally making it some way and that's what someone's learned to like, I guess you then just have to know so you can order it that way.
Yeah, but
why would you change it? Feedback? Do they give like surveys?
Probably. They probably do all kinds of taste testing things, but I'm like, they just changed the syrup, so you can't really like order it the old way, you know? But Del Taco used to, I don't remember what Del Taco I was at, but there was something that I also used to order the old way. Oh, funny story, you should say taco salad, because my mom used to get the like small taco salads from Del Taco. Did you ever know about those things? That was basically like in a little container. And they would just put some chips on it for the tacos or for like the shell part, but it was essentially just like meat and lettuce and chips and like some toppings.
Yeah.
But they didn't put it on their menu anymore after a while, but you could still get it. I should see if I can still get it. Like if I go to the drive-thru, be like, can I get a small taco salad? I bet it's been too long and they'll be like, what are you talking about? But
so I wonder why that, like if they still have it, I don't know. It's like we went to Napa last year for our anniversary and we had a friend who was like, you got to go to this restaurant. It's so good. And you got to order the fresh pulled mozzarella. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. We're like, right. She's like, it's not on the menu. So you got to ask. I'm like, well, if it's not on the menu, but they still have it back there. It's like a secret.
I know, secret
order.
menu.
It was the best thing we had our entire trip. It was so good.
Nice.
But I'm like, put it on the menu, man. But I guess maybe they sell out of it too fast.
Maybe.
So good.
Well, it's like all the secret menus everywhere. Like In-N-Out with their secret menu.
Yeah.
And I know there's other places.
That's true. That's true. When you ask for certain things that aren't listed, right? It's having animal style, like the fact that they don't even have that on the menu, but you can ask for it, I guess. Yeah.
How do you feel about animal
But
style?
Also, Starbucks, if anyone's listening, pistachio, bring it back. Firstly, I always forget what it is. So what is animal style? I'm serious because I don't order animal style. I just order my regular.
Never go to In-N-Out. But
double grilled onions, no tomato.
Great. But animal style, if I remember, is basically they're like Thousand Island sauce, grilled onions, and cheese, American cheese, melted. So like if you order the fries, they just dump all that on the fries.
But that's what a regular double is with grilled onions.
No, but you get it like it's for like fries, animal style, things like that. So they put all that on the fries.
Oh, I've had fries animal style. Yeah. Yes. No, but I'm talking about can't you get a double animal style too?
I don't think so, because that's just maybe you can.
One of them they put mustard in it. There's something that I thought it was animal style where they put mustard on the patty and they grill it with mustard on it.
Oh, I have heard of that.
We need to find someone who's worked at In-N-Out.
Here,
I'm going to
look it up right now. So In-N-Out.
Protein style. I've done protein style before.
Mustard grilled. Let's see what it is. Mustard grilled patty.
What does it say?
Looking for a little extra zing? One of the more popular items on the In-N-Out Burger secret menu is the In-N-Out mustard grilled patty. It's just called mustard grilled.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then what's animal style?
Well, I'll just look up the definition. We'll see. In-N-Out animal style. Animal style. Here we go. Oh, so it is the burger too. Burger of your choice with hand-leafed lettuce, tomato, mustard. Oh, it's a mustard cooked beef patty, so you get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Add pickle extra spread with grilled onions.
So no pickle. See, that's where. But see, I'm going to try it animal style next time. No pickle, no tomato. Because I think the mustard grilled patty is probably so good.
But you could also probably just ask for your regular. But then you get the grilled onions too.
Yeah. I love their grilled onions. And animal fries are so good.
Yeah.
Because I love their spread.
And I don't like their fries though. But I learned something because I hated their fries. I was like, what is happening with these French fries? They're like all like soggy and blah. And under-seasoned, I was not having it. And then someone opened my eyes to the, like, I don't know what they say, but it's like extra crispy or double fried or whatever. So then they actually get crispy. I'm like, why is that not just the standard? Who thought this should be the standard? Unreal.
In-N-Out fries are like a point of contention for so many people. Either you like them a lot or you dislike them.
I want to know who likes them a lot. And I want to know.
I do. I
you
like
them
fries.
a lot as they are?
Yeah.
Great. We have both views on this one podcast. Fantastic.
But all salty. You know what's funny though is like they're not my favorite. Like Del Taco fries, Cane's fries, Chick-fil-A fries, McDonald's fries, all better than In-N-Out fries. But I think for me, and I've said this before, there's something about In-N-Out, the fries, the way the burger is, and a root beer. It's like a thing for me. I don't know. I don't drink root beer anywhere else. And it's something to do with those fries, and they're not my favorite fries.
I will say
like
we've gotten so far off topic, but I'm here for it. I like the A&W. I don't even know if there's an A&W around here, but A&W, their burger and fries, and they have root beer on tap at the restaurant, and you can get it in a frosted mug. And I was like, I don't really drink root beer, but I will drink that root beer.
Good. I love me a root beer float too. Man, we did. Well, this is what happens when you start with pumpkin spice. Of course, you're going to go off onto different flavors, different food, different things. Yeah. I think this was a pretty decent episode talking about all the yumminess.
Now I'm just hungry.
We should have put a disclaimer at the beginning. Yes, don't listen. Warning. That's going to go in the episode description. Warning. Do not listen to current episode if you are even remotely hungry or you don't want to drive through a Del Taco. Okay?
I should put links.
Pumpkin spice.
I should put links to all of the different apps. So it's like, if you're hungry, here's the Del Taco app. If you're hungry, here's the In-N-Out app. I don't know if they have an app.
I feel like now the title should be Pumpkin Spice and Everything Else. That's the title of this episode.
I think it still could be Everything Nice. Right?
Yeah.
Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice.
I like it.
Great. Happening.
I like it. Thanks, Charna fans, for listening in and going on our journey with us today.
I know. Food journey, pumpkin spice journey. All right, so like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Charnopher Official. Check out Uncommon Pod. And on that note, Charnopher out.
This concludes another episode of Uncommon Sense. If you're ready for more of this fresh, hilarious, and unique perspective on the world of entertainment, education, and life, be sure to subscribe right now to catch every episode. If you gasped, laughed out loud, or even snorted, share the show with your friends and aspiring entertainers because, let's be real, sharing is caring. For more Charnopher, tune in to their witty insights by checking out the website uncommonpod.com or connecting on social media. Tune in next week and get the real insider scoop on another episode of Uncommon Sense.